So in the beginning of 2024, I had some pretty high hopes for my Etsy shop and for my hand embroidery business as I took an exciting step towards my business. That being, I dropped down from working 5 days a week to just working 4 days a week. And to me, this felt like a very safe step towards going towards my goals and just trying to leverage more time to work on my business and make my own income rather than relying strictly on my employer. Hey, if we haven't met yet, my name's Kylie. I'm the maker of all things St. Rogers Street, where we're all about DIY hand embroidery. I started this business about 5 years ago just for fun, but more so in the last 2 to 3 years have thought what would happen if I actually started to add listings to my Etsy shop? And so I've been on that journey kind of ever since. Last year was a bit more slow, so I'm working on jumping back into kind of grinding on this dream. So in this video, I want to share with you how my 2024 is going, some of the wins I've experienced, some of the losses I've had, and then also how I plan to work with the rest of my 2024. So just kind of some of the goals, plans, and the outlook that I have for it. So let's go ahead and jump right in. So by working just 4 days a week, my intention with that was to use that fourth day to work on my business, whether that's making new PDF patterns or new YouTube videos here. Now, if you did see my YouTube video about leaving Instagram, I cannot waste this 5th day of every week on Instagram. I will say I have been true to that. I haven't wasted that 4th day on Instagram, which I'm so glad. But I will say I have definitely not worked on my business as much as I would have liked. But at the same time, it's been for good reason. So whenever I dropped down from 5 days a week to 4 days a week, it basically lined up perfectly with the time that I got pregnant. So I'm currently about 29 weeks pregnant with my first child, which we are so excited for. But I just didn't realize how taxing and how much energy it would take to grow a child. And I also struggled with the first trimester nausea and vomiting, the morning sickness, so that was rough for me. So instead of working on my business that 4th day, I more so used it as a grace day, a recoup day, a just feel good day. So I honestly haven't worked too much on my business this year, but now that I'm in the 3rd trimester, I'm feeling a lot better and ready to dive back in. Despite being a little bit slower with my goals and wanting to work more on my business, I have had some wins. I will say they do feel like very small wins, but I think a win is a win regardless, and slow growth is still good growth of working on this dream that I have. And so my wins for 2024 so far, right now we're mid to end of May, which sounds so crazy. But one of my wins this year, I'm gonna count it as a win, is I have made one new PDF pattern. I know that is not much, that is nothing, but that's what I've been capable of, and that's what I did. I will say I've gotten 0 sales for it so far, but I'm honestly not discouraged by that at all, because I think whenever you list a new listing on Etsy, it takes time to see if it works, to see if it'll sell. Because in the past I've had a pattern that I've uploaded, it's been on there for 6 months, it gets 0 sales, and then all of a sudden it takes off and it's my bestseller. So I'm not discouraged by that a bit. I would like to make some more patterns, but I'm grateful for the one, and I'll take that one win that I do have. Another win that I've experienced this year is that I have been able to put out 8 new YouTube videos. This one will be my 9th, and so I'm working on my business. I will say this year I'm honestly working more so right now on my YouTube than on my Etsy, because I'm so close to reaching that monetization point. And if you're not familiar with YouTube monetization, basically there are 2 requirements you have to hit. You have to have 1,000 subscribers, which I hit quite a while ago, and then you have to have 4,000 watch hours within a 365-day span. So I haven't been very consistent this past year, so I probably could have got there a lot quicker if I was consistent, but I was just working at a pace that worked for me and was doable. And so I'm not quite there yet. I'm about 700 hours away, but I'm expecting to get there in the next month or 2 as I'll be uploading more videos and things compound as time goes on. So my big loss for this year, besides like not working on my business as much as I would have liked, I would have liked to be monetized earlier. I would have liked to add more patterns in my shop, but that's okay. Everything, I'm still content with that. So besides that, my loss for this year would be that I lost my star seller badge on Etsy for my message response rate, which has not been nice. So I am so guilty of like opening messages, reading them, thinking of the response, and then choosing to reply to them later. I don't know why I don't just respond to them like on the dot, but I didn't, and I totally forgot to respond to one person. And so I lost my star seller badge, and I've honestly had it gone for about 2 months. And if there's one piece of advice I can give, it's that if you do have your star seller badges, like do whatever you can to hold on to those, because it is so hard to get it back. I was looking, like after I lost it for a month, it was the end of the month, and I was double checking to see like, did I qualify for tomorrow the next day? And in doing that, it said like I had responded to all my messages, which was good. Like you would think I would get my badge back, but no, because I didn't get enough messages. Like I only had 4 messages for the whole month, and I responded to them perfectly, but apparently Etsy says that's not enough messages for you to respond to, so I'm at like 80% when I need to have a 95% message response rate. I don't know exactly how they calculate it. I think it's a little messed up, but yeah. So that kind of sucks because I do think it has a direct impact on my sales. I feel like whenever you lose the star seller badge, they kind of put your listings more so on the back pages and don't show it to as many viewers, and so I feel like my sales have been a little slower and a little less money has been coming in since I lost my star seller badge. So that's where I'm at with that. I'm really hoping that it comes back in June, so we'll see about that. And now I want to share with you kind of the outlook I have for the rest of 2024, what's ahead, what my plans are, some of my ideas and goals for the year. So first up, I'll say I am super excited for this year because I'm going to be having my baby. I'm going to be experiencing like one of the biggest benefits of moving from the States to Canada. So I'm an American citizen, but I moved to Canada, so now I'm a permanent resident here. And because of that, I've already worked like a 9-to-5 job for the past year and a little bit. So whenever I have my baby, I'm going to be getting maternity leave, which looks very different than the States. So in the States, I think you get about 2 months and it's not paid unless your employer pays it. And then in Canada, you get a whole year, which you can extend up to 18 months, and you get 55% of your income. So that's very exciting that I'm going to have like a whole year to figure out how to be a mom, to learn the rhythms of having a baby, and to bond with my son, which I'm so excited for. But I'm also excited because like there's going to be so many nap times, and like I got the whole year. I don't have to wake up and get ready and go to my job. Instead, I get to stay home, be a mom, do the house chores, and also try and make some meaningful income with my business. So I am so pumped for that. I can't wait to put extra time and effort into this shop. And I think having my baby is just like extra lighting a fire under my bum. Like the why behind this has always kind of been to make some meaningful income so that the financial weight is not all on my husband. Because whenever my maternity leave is over, I don't know what my state is going to be. Like, am I going to be able to part with my baby and send them to childcare? Is it even make sense to do childcare because I'm making money? Half my money is just going to childcare because it's so expensive. So there's so many different factors at play there. But in the meantime, I do want to try and increase my income that is made myself so that I can potentially stay home, make enough money to make it work. So that's a very exciting thought to me, and now is like, this is the time to do it, this is the time to make it work, like baby is coming. And so during this season, I do envision myself just working on digital products. I did remove physical products from my shop last year just because they took more time. It seemed like they hindered my Etsy shop because of the long processing times with them, so I got less sales whenever I had physical products in my shop. And then also shipping prices in Canada is crazy, stupid expensive. So I feel like anytime I ship something, I lose money. So I'm going to be focusing just on digital products, which is PDF patterns. And then also I do want to experiment with making some like stick and stitch packs, but instead of selling them as physical products, I'll just sell them as like a PDF template that you can download, print, and stick and stitch yourself. So it would be a very low ticket item, but that's just something to kind of diversify my shop. And even though I do want to keep my Etsy shop as pretty much just digital products, I do want to keep myself open to doing physical products like commission orders, because I still really love embroidering home portraits. That's how St. Rogers Street got started. I don't think I can sell them on Etsy. One, because the shipping is too much, and two, because of the long wait time. Etsy punishes my shop, sees that I have a 6 to 8 week turnaround time, and my sales basically drop. So I don't want to sell on Etsy. I would rather try experimenting with Facebook Marketplace and doing like local pickup or local delivery and something like that. And then that way it also doubles up of not only am I stitching a home portrait, but I would also like to like record it and upload it to YouTube. So there's a possibility to like earn more money from a video like that as well, being on my YouTube channel, and then also selling it to somebody. Eventually, as time goes on, I do think it would be neat to be able to sell physical products. I'm not sure that it would be done online or on Etsy, perhaps locally, like through a partnership with some small business. Not exactly sure, but I do think the beauty of building up all these digital products is all the digital products in my Etsy shop will be able to be turned into physical products. So right now I'm making PDF patterns. Once I make those stick and stitch templates, those can also be turned into physical products as well. So my PDF patterns, if I go out, buy the supplies and print out the instructions, I can sell that as a kit for a higher price. And then also if I were to print out the stick and stitch packs, cut them up, package them up, I could sell those as physical products as well. So it's basically like I'm making all these digital products, making a little bit of income from them, but opening up the potential to make physical products, to turn them into physical products to sell for a higher profit margin. So I think that's kind of, while I'm not making a lot of money, that's the idea behind it, to expand and to grow in the future. And that also gives me time to figure out what is a bestseller and what digital products should be turned into physical products. So that I think is pretty cool and exciting. And then of course I also want to continue to make new YouTube videos. They say if you want to grow on here, you should be uploading consistently, which is recommended about once a week. I've also heard some people say 2 videos a week, but that's just like insane and way too hard for me. So I'm gonna keep it realistic, and my goal for YouTube is like a bad month I would say is at least 2 videos. I don't want to go any less than 2 videos, but I would be like to pushing out like the 3 to 4 videos a month. And so that's my goal with that, and I'm just really excited to see the potential of how YouTube affects my business and affects the income that's going to be coming in. I've watched a lot of videos about how much other YouTubers make, and for somebody starting out, like I feel like in my head I have this expectation of like $20 to $50 a month, which isn't much, but keeping the expectations low. But over time, as time goes on and the views on videos compound, and you're pumping out more videos and you have more subscribers to watch those videos, I've seen some other YouTubers, even like crafty people, that make a decent money on YouTube, and that can be enough to be like a part-time income or even a full-time income. So I'm super excited to grow and work on this goal. If you're interested in that, I will be making more videos about my YouTube journey in the coming months as I do get monetized here shortly. And then I'm also planning on sharing like my Q1 income for 2024 and the remaining quarters to help keep myself accountable and to keep checking in on my business, because I feel like that really helps me and motivates me to keep going. And I think it's also fun. Like, I like to watch videos like that of other creators, so I want to share that of my own personal experience. If you're also interested in that, be sure to subscribe. I'll be making that video in the next week or two, so you can find it here if it is ready to be viewed. But thanks so much for joining me. I'm super excited for the rest of this year in 2024, and I would also love to hear of any like wins or losses you've already had this year, and also some of the outlooks, dreams, or ideas you have for your business, as I just love strategizing and I love chatting little small business things and little small business dreams. So be sure to drop those comments below, and I will see you in the next video.